Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to KocoSports. It's where the world comes to cash, home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. All right, so this is going to be Coco's Corner, an opinion piece. We have tons of news. I'm going to try to do 6 videos in one day. I'm going to get a little crazy. I'm going to try something new here. You're going to do it. But this is all opinion piece. Sometimes I come off a bit negative. And, there are people that sacrifice so much for AEW. They sacrifice their friends. They sacrifice their time. They sacrifice their family. They sacrifice everything to make AEW this success that it is. And then there's also the AEW employees. I think that let's get the positive out of the way, because if you're too negative too fast, you guys, let's get the positive out of the way. I think the AEW program is the best professional television program going today. I think they've done amazing things. I think we are reaching a phase where they are giving us hope. So overall, I think it's the best product on television. Is it a perfect product? No. If you bring up its flaws, do people lose their mind? Yes. It's weird. Very fucking weird, boys. Just gonna say it's weird. Am I a bit negative? Maybe. That's why I just got to start off with the positive. I think it is the best pro wrestling television show going today. It's best sports entertainment. Now, did I wish things would be different, change? Of course I do. But let's talk about MJF. I was going to title this and talk about all the bad things about this MJF promo. But I'd be like, oh, forgive me. It's got a lot of eyes. It's got a lot of moving parts. It's really exciting. It's really, really pumped up. And maybe you need hope. Maybe you're in denial. Maybe you're like, oh, this is perfect. I don't think, to me, it's like phase 4 in Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have a lot of moving parts. They're doing some things wrong, some things right. And I do have a piece of advice for Tony later, okay? So, Tony, stay to the end. I got some advice for you. All right. The good, it got people interested. The good, it got WWE people interested. The good, people are talking about it and watching it. All right. Now, when Dave Meltzer says it, everyone's like, oh, that's interesting. When I say it, they're like, you're a fucking hater. Very few times someone going against the company has worked out. Stone Cold, NWO to a point, but most of the time it just falls flat. And it works a lot better with a Vince McMahon character or a WWE character, because deep down inside we've been unsatisfied with that product for a while. Even WWE fans have been unsatisfied. They just blindly defend the logo. That logo is my logo, you son of a bitch! Don't you dare! With that said, I don't think AEW, up until this promo, was seen as bad guys. I don't think the company was seen as bad guys. I don't think that's not fair. Outside of WWE sweaties, I think the average AEW fan, the average pro wrestling fan, didn't see Tony Khan as a bad guy. I think, let's say non-WWE fans. Non-WWE fans didn't see Tony Khan as a bad guy. Non-WWE fans didn't see AEW as a bad guy. Non-WWE fans didn't see it as a rich boy getting his way. So right now, we're like, he's an idiot mark. He spends money. The AEW's fucking evil. And it is so easy to be the cool guy when you don't have to follow the rules. It's so easy to mock pro wrestling and get a fan base. I mean, 90% of YouTube is that. 90% of that YouTube is that. If you don't have hope in a company, you probably shouldn't watch it, and you probably shouldn't review it, and you shouldn't critique it. That's my opinion, but, it's easy. Like, if I wanted to grow this channel, I could watch Monday Night Raw every fucking night, make fun of it every night, and it would get views. I just would go insane and lose my mind. So I don't want to do that. So you're coddling to a fan base that probably wouldn't like it anyway, or you're coddling to a fan base that's like, haha, look how stupid it is. I don't think you should do it. I don't think it's working. I think it's a replay of CM Punk. It's going to be Summer of Punk all over again, maybe. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. And on top of that, I have this rule when I promoted pro wrestling. You can make fun of the fans for anything. Your beard looks stupid. Your mustache looks stupid. Your nose looks fake. Your eyes are fucking crooked. Your hat, well, this is a pretty nice looking hat. I'm not going to fucking lie. I mean, you got to call it. A lot of times my hats are crooked as fuck, but this is a pretty good hat. I give this hat 10 out of 10. Anyway, you can make fun of them for anything, but you can't make fun of them for being pro wrestling fans. And the reason I say that is, if you've ever ran a show or watched a show with the aspect of looking at the crowd for reactions, it's why I'm against double downs in every match. When you go to a double down, people go to their phone. When you get a fan worked up and you're like, you're a stupid fucking mark, none of this is fucking real, you see something snap in their eyes. You're like, you're right. I remember there was an event where, like, I would watch a pro wrestling and they would shoot on fans. They're like, it's not fucking real. You're a fucking mark. You're a smark, whatever. Phrase it any way you want. And prior to that, they are into the show. They're like, fuck you, heel. You're a piece of shit. And then when you're like, you fucking mark, you stupid smark, and none of it's fucking real, there's something that clicks and goes, you're right. I'm a fucking lawyer. I'm a novelist. I'm a fucking teacher. I'm a, let's player, a video game player. Like, something clicks and they're like, you're right. Why am I getting angry? None of this is fucking real. And you'll notice it if you go to an indie event after indie event after indie event, and all you do, and it happens with the big feds too, all you do is, if you make fun of your fans for being wrestling fans, they stop showing up. You have to balance the kayfabe scale pretty close. Pretty close. And I don't think you should ever make fun of someone for being what you want them to be. I find it to be fucking weird. I find it to be a thing. But, it's too cool to school. It's easy to make fun of pro wrestling. It's easy to make fun of pro wrestling fans. But does it yield the results? And where is this going? What is the ending? Are you going to fight Tony Khan like Vince McMahon did? And Stone Cold? No. Are you going to be like Dixie Carter and ruin the company into the ground? No. Is someone going to fight for your honor? Where does this go? And this is the piece of advice I got for you. Tony, bring it in. Bring it in, Tony. Look into my eyes. What's your name? Fuck you, Tony. Sorry. Stupidest fucking joke that no one understands except fucking memesters. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz if you do it. Tony, there's a difference between Thanos and the mystery of Phase 4. There's a difference of Thanos and the DC universe. There's a difference between having a great, strong show and then ruining it by leaving HBO to make a Star Wars movie that may never exist. WWE for MJF might be the Star Wars promise. The only advice I have for you, it doesn't matter if you're fucking super negative like me. It doesn't matter if you're super positive like fucking AEW superfans. None of that fucking matters in life except one thing. You have to stick the landing. Do not drag this out like aces and eights. Do not drag this out. Have nuance. Fucking overused word in wrestling now. Have nuance. Have a script. Have it. Now, you got CM Punk as champ. You have CM Punk injured. You have MJF. Is it a shoot? Is it not a shoot? Is it that? I'm trying to think. Oh, man, I forgot to put this up. Sid's Light brought up the big thing. Is it a shoot? Is it not a shoot? Work me, blah, blah, blah. This is on Reddit. This is basically almost everyone. I believe that MJ is actually pissed at Tony Khan, and Tony's trying to make it work to a work shoot and maybe to appease people. And then So he goes, it's like how Liam Neeson started beating up European gangsters and they just pointed a camera at him. The work shoot thing works if you nail the landing. That's all that matters right now. Here's the thing. You can be the most positive people in the world. Like, I don't know, what is it called? Lord of the Rings? Not Lord of the Rings. What was it? The Dragons. They didn't make the fucking book. I can't think of it. I read the book like a million times, never seen the HBO series. You could be the greatest show ever if you don't stick the landing. People are like, fuck that. You can have all the greatest characters in the world, but if you don't stick the landing, they're going to say, fuck that. If you can have, you could have a lot going on. All that matters is sticking the landing. And this last pay-per-view was your worst book pay-per-view, but the wrestlers are still amazing. So maybe you get it over this thing up where you're only surviving by that. So I'm going to find it interesting. My biggest fear for Phase 4 of Marvel and Phase 4 of AEW is that there's a lot going on and there's no end goal. We don't need another Vince Russo. So, you might not be as negative as me. You might not be as positive as other people. You might be somewhere in the middle. But I think all three of us agree. You have to stick the landing. All right. Now, I just want to give a shout out to one of my friends this July 4th. If you are in the Tampa Bay area, check out Live Pro Wrestling, Brawl USA, Rev, White, and Brewfest. It's gates open at 5 p.m., $20 for early birds, $25 at the gate, kids under 12 free, and you can check everything out at Brawl USA. We do watch parties on twitch.tv/KocoSports for AEW, Impact, and New Japan. I have 5 or 6 news stories I want to get out. I might paste them like every 4 hours just to see how that works. I eventually want to go YouTube full time, but I gotta slowly but surely getting into it just because of the algorithm. We are KocoSports on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and now the TikTok. So with that, want your opinion of MJF? And once again, internet, you can have different opinions. I think all that matters is if they stick the landing, if they stick the ending. With that, I feel bad for AEW fans. I feel bad for pro wrestling fans because they have to be so extreme on both ends. And I'm just rooting for a good show. That's all. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Lots of news coming your way. I was at a football game, so I'm a day behind. And now there's too much news. And I'm like, hey, why don't I start with an opinion piece first? What was I thinking? Like, comment, subscribe. With that, I am over. Hey, bro.